So now, along the lines with Never Nester, what he would argue is then you have reduced nesting subsequently. And in this case, I don't know that we totally get it. I think that this is interesting because there is a little bit more nesting than what I would see normally. And just in the interest of being overly pedantic, pre-increment instead of post-increment, unless there's truthfully, I think, a need for post-increment. That's why many people argue the proper language is actually plus plus C, not C plus plus. But I digress. So, um, having this for here is adding another level of scope, and then we have another embedded for. This is so we're at level 1 now. With this for, we're level 2. This for, we're level 3, and we get to this level, we're level 4, which is deeper than I tend to want to get with the nesting. Usually, I think even in the Never Nester video, I think he says 3 is usually as far as he'll allow the system to go. And I do think that this is a bit unusual, and I think if we looked at more code, like for example, this one, this is, I think, a really good example of this whole function. At a very quick glance, it stays at a single level of nesting. There actually is only one level of nesting for this whole function, and it's read essentially serially. And the reason why these are not additional layers of nesting is there's actually no additional scope. Is you just check for these if, and if the if is valid, then you exit, and then it leads to the next. And so again, this is all very likely error checking. And then once all the error checking has been done, then you can perform the actual work, which is just a sequence of operations, and then you return whatever. So excellent. One level of nesting. Continue to go a little bit further. A similar thing. One level of nesting. Go further. And keep in mind, I hadn't looked at this code. I just have a sense for the Linux Foundation code, especially Linux and Git. I've noticed that they tend to be really good about following certain principles on keeping the code as simple as possible. And I do think that for large-scale software systems, especially those that are going to be critical systems, things like Linux or Git or the Mentor system or real-time systems, things like that, having the code be as simple as possible is likely going to help you quite a bit.